With Black Ops 6 right around the corner, and me being a huge Call of Duty Zombies fan, I decided I wanted to release a poll and ask the community what they thought and what they think about the upcoming Zombies mode. I got a decent amount of responses, no more than I could expect as a small content creator with a moderately sized Discord server, but nonetheless, I still think the responses are quite cohesive of what the community is thinking about the new Zombies mode. Of course, if you're one of those folks that don't like spoilers with your zombies like I used to, then go ahead and just skip this video entirely, as I'm going to be discussing all kinds of spoilers about Call of Duty Zombies. And that's what the poll is about, so without further ado, let's move on to the first question. The first thing I asked is what people are most excited for in general about Black Ops 6, with an open response so that I could get direct feedback about what people are just generally excited for whenever it comes to the new Zombies mode. The first response I got was Big Booty Latinas, which I don't think Treyarch is putting in zombies, but it'd be pretty based, I think. That'd be pretty cool. Most people were just excited for the return of zombies itself, and especially the return of round-based gameplay, and a lot of people were just excited to see how it would play in the first place, due to it seeming like Cold War in a way. A couple of people said nothing or not available, making me think that they have either doing their best to avoid spoilers, or generally are not excited for Black Ops 6 Zombies. I will go in later, into detail about the marketing for the game, which I have found particularly interesting myself. A few folks were interested in the return of the storyline, and especially the Dark Aether's return after Vanguard and MW3, which really didn't do too much to fuel the flames that the story from Cold War started. Which, in my opinion, the storyline from Cold War was becoming, really good and interesting before, the end of the game. So I'm excited, too, to see that. And the next question I asked is if the community is happy that the feature of Gobblegum from Black Ops 3 is returning in the game. 58.6% of people said yes, that they are excited. 24.1% said no. And 17.2% said that they were undecided. To look at some personal bias, I'm actually quite excited for Gobblegum, because I'm a huge fan of Black Ops 3, and I really want more progression in the game, other than just new levels, and new emblems, and new camos, and calling cards, just things like that. And the return of Gobblegum has me excited because of the new grinding that is now actually through the game itself, instead of through the Battle Pass, which was something I was genuinely very worried about. But I do find it interesting that Black Ops 3, the overwhelmingly popular Call of Duty Zombies game, introduced a feature that some people are not excited for, or are even undecided about, giving me the feeling that some people are nervous that it's going to make the game too easy, which is a common criticism that Cold War received. The next question I posed was what map people were more excited to play first. We have two confirmed Zombies maps that thus far being Liberty Falls and Terminus Island. Liberty Falls, according to some theorizing throughout the community, is going to be a transit remake or something along those lines, and due to the lack of the proper marketing so far, I believe only 17.9% of players want to play Liberty Falls first. Terminus Island, on the other hand, which has been the map that they're truly pushing, was voted at 82.1%. Me personally, I will also be playing Terminus Island first, unless Liberty Falls is confirmed to be an outbreak situation or something like that, so then I could play the map I'm more excited for second. The next question was what would make the game best in your opinion? And I tried to get people to choose three options, and the options that I chose to list were balanced Gobblegum, balanced perks, perk limit, different Easter egg endings, new guns, interesting storyline, good characters, insane replayability, pack-a-punch, overpowered gameplay, the jet gun, a 4-character cast, new builds, and an other answer that allowed me to get a more open perspective if I did not list something. The top three most voted for answers from 3 to 1 were good characters, with 34.5% of people choosing that. Then an interesting storyline with 48.3%. And then, of course, replayability with 58.6%. Find it interesting that replayability is not higher due to that being the main issue that Zombies has been facing lately. But the last few games have lacked proper replayability, even though the replayability that we're all used to at the end of the day is running around in circles. I saw one person reply that they wanted the return of double tap, which is a incredibly based reply. I like him. I like that guy. The overwhelming other answer, though, was nerfed/removed armor and balanced gameplay, as this was answered, I believe, 3 times out of the 8 responses that went under the other category. I also wanted to know what characters people wanted to see return. This was a hard question, as with the 29 responses, the ending pie graph ended with 9 different slices of the 10 characters I proposed. Of the 10 characters listed, only Takio was not answered once, which, rip go. The leading answer, which I also agreed with, was that Richtofen was the character that I and many others wanted to see we return the most. Then a three-way tie at 10.3% between Samantha Maxis, Tank Dempsey, and for some reason any member of the Chaos crew, which I believe is due to Vanguard confirming that the Chaos story and the Ether storyline are within the same universe. And I had to put the Chaos crew down as a possibility, though despite the 10.3% for them, I doubt is possible. I don't think realistically we're gonna see Shaw return in Black Ops 6. I don't think, I'm not. If I see Diego in a cutscene, I'm actually gonna be flabbergasted. And I also wanted to know what people valued the most in terms of what they want to do in Black Ops 6 Zombies. I gave them 3 choices, and at 48.3%, in a shocking result, I think most people want Easter eggs, which is the thing that matters most to them is the quests and the stories that's going with it. 27.6% said that high rounding is most important, which is a very fair answer, and the one I honestly thought was going to have the most amount of success in terms of voting. The final option I proposed and offered was the camo grind, as that was a big part of what made Cold War so replayable. With 24.1% of people voting for the camo grind, I was pleasantly surprised because that is, like I just said, one of my favorite parts of Cold War. So seeing that other people also enjoyed it kind of warms my heart. Importantly, I think we need to look at how people thought about the last Zombies modes. I asked if people simply enjoyed Vanguard Zombies, where 48.3% said no, and 44.8% said that they never even played it. Yes, not even getting a percentage shown on the pie graph itself shows how little the votes for it actually were. Personally, I think Vanguard is an insult to fun video games, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Of course, with Vanguard, I also wanted to know if people enjoyed MW3 Zombies, as that was the other Zombies mode that was released after Cold War, and Cold War was our standard round-based gameplay, so I wanted to see how other people reacted and felt about the change of the gameplay. I was pleasantly surprised to see that 27.6% of people who actually answered the poll enjoyed MW3 Zombies. 20.7% have never played it, and sadly and unsurprisingly, 51.7% said that they did not enjoy Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Treyarch recently released a statement confirming that they wanted to combine the Black Ops 3 and Cold War styles, which made me want to know which Call of Duty game that people wanted the game to feel the most like. And the answers were resounding, with 31% saying Cold War and 48.3% saying Black Ops 3 Zombies. Saying I was surprised by Black Ops 3 and Cold War's clear sweep of this pie chart would be a lie, but I find it fascinating that only 6.9% of people said Black Ops 2. And I think a couple of years ago, maybe before Cold War, that would have been a split with Black Ops 3. And to see it kind of just fall off low-key is kind of shocking. Seems that the original discomfort that Cold War gave some people has kind of waned away, and Black Ops 3, of course, being the fan favorite, would also make sense for that to split the graph. I also wanted to know what the community does not want to return in Black Ops 6, because I believe that is as important as what people want to return. So I asked the question, what do you want to see not return, even if it is confirmed? And a pretty big distribution, and it was a resounding answer that I honestly agree with the armor system gaining 41.4% of votes, saying that they do not want the armor system returned to Black Ops 6 Zombies. I'm unsure if armor returning to Zombies is, confirmed, as the Blizzard website didn't say anything, and I haven't seen anything, and I've only seen people talk about how the armor system is not returning, but, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Another thing people really don't want to return is a perk limit, which is something I personally want to return, as I love when Zombies makes me feel sad and challenges me. Build upgrades, which is another thing I do not want to return, got a 13.8% vote, which is also the same percentage that no perk limit received. Gobblegum had a very small percentage, which the pie doesn't display. And I'm not surprised, as Gobblegum is a generally loved feature. A specific thing that I wanted to cover was the Mangler Suit shown in the gameplay for Terminus Island. 58.6% of people said that they were excited about the Mangler Suit, and they thought it was cool, while 27.6% were undecided, which is where I think I would fit in, because it looks powerful, but it's scary. And 13.8% said that no, they were not excited for the Mangler Suit, as I can understand. It seems like it's going to possibly make the game too easy. We're going to find out, though. I asked the hefty question of which map the community want to see remastered or reimagined in Black Ops 6. And I also had a typo whenever I was making this, so the 17.2% that you're looking at is actually Transer. It's supposed to be Transit. The map that people wanted to return, a 27.6%, at least on this chart, was Buried, which I think would be kind of fun to see how it would mesh with the new gameplay style of Black Ops 6 Zombies. But, unsurprisingly, Transit swept, as people have been begging for a Transit remake since, Black Ops 3 came out. Something that's been incredibly exciting for me personally is the marketing of Black Ops 6. My biggest thing that I've been enjoying with the marketing has been the Mr. Raffle Waffles ARG/schizophrenic episode that Milo has been going on, and its relevancy with the Black Ops 6 storyline. 79.3% of people share my opinion that the marketing has been excellent and has gotten me, and of course all those other people, excited for Black Ops 6 Zombies. 13.8% said that they have not been excited by the marketing, which I find interesting. 6.9% of people said that they are undecided. They don't know if the marketing is why they're excited, or if it's for external reasons, or maybe they're just excited for Black Ops 6 Zombies at all. Maybe they're just not, The last question that I put boundaries on was, will you be purchasing Black Ops 6 at all? 82.8% of people replying said yes, which is wonderful news for the community, especially due to it being on Game Pass, meaning that some people are going to buy it without needing it on Game Pass. This new thing of a Call of Duty game, a new one being on Game Pass, creates an entirely new opportunity for people to play the game, and I think that some people will end up playing it on Game Pass and then buying it just out of support of Call of Duty themselves, which, they don't need. 10.3% of players are undecided, which is completely fair, as we don't know what this new Zombies mode truly entails. Of course, as the Zombies community, we've been through the ringer lately with Call of Duty Vanguard, as per the results earlier in the video. 6.9% of players, which is a number that I'm having to say a lot here, said that they will not be purchasing the game, which makes me curious if they plan to just run it on Game Pass, pirate it, or something else. Or maybe even just skip this installment of Call of Duty Zombies due to it not being within their liking. Finally, I opened the floor completely and asked for any extra thoughts on Black Ops 6 that were not covered in the forum. Once again, Big Booty Latinas received an answer, which I think Treyarch should, at this point, take into consideration. A lot of people are saying that the game looks exciting. Someone had a fantastic criticism over Call of Duty Zombies as a whole. Quoting here, "Really just disappointed after coming back since BO3, seeing where the game is at now. HUD lacks any personality, while Zombies already looked like a shitfest on screen for the past 3 years. Sure, I miss the old crew, personally, and I don't like mixing multiplayer story and zombie storylines either." There was another argument looking at the HUD, which I think is fair. Most people are saying that the direction of the trailer seems to be moving in is exciting, but someone else also has a really interesting criticism. They say, "I wasn't the biggest fan of Cold War Zombies, player since BO1 days, but enjoy the story and excited to see where it goes. Some things as far as we've seen, such as the switch to armor from Salvage to Essence is great, as well as Gobblegum's returning. I'm overall hopeful for this series as of now." What this poll has shown me, and all these questions has shown me, and I hope it's shown you as well, is that there's a feeling of hope in the Zombies community that I think has been truly lacking for the last few years. Most people that have stuck with Zombies love the franchise more than they would probably admit. As a community, we've been quite a bit under fire lately. With YouTuber drama and poorly developed games, it's been hard to be a Zombies fan and tell people, "Oh yeah, I play COD for Zombies," and they're like, "Why?" And I can't tell them why anymore. But it seems like Black Ops 6 is offering a little bit of hope to the community, and that overall people are excited for Zombies again, which I don't really remember even happening during Cold War, a game that has been well remembered since its release. I would like to end this video by saying thank you for watching, and that I too share this hope for Black Ops 6 Zombies, and I think, finally, we're moving in the right direction.